Hey, well, this guy says it's alive. I'm gonna go watch this.
Whoa, whoa. We went live? Oh, we got a
Yeah,
podcast or
we're live.
something? I don't remember any of this. I don't remember this. I don't remember this happening. Hey, if you're still here and you believe that there's a podcast going on, we'll definitely entertain you for about however long we're going to do this. I'm going to introduce these people first. We've got to my left because it has them on the left for some reason. We got that man Tyler.
Also known as Moss. For
Also known
those
as
of you who
what?
don't, Mas, M-A-S, more in Spanish, which is my last name, which everybody calls me at work, Mas, and I enjoy it.
Okay, and we've got OG Swank P
I'm
to
Swing
my
B,
far left.
also known as Elijah, but don't call me Elijah no more. My name is Eliha.
Okay. My name is Elia. All right, okay. That's a thing. That's a thing that happens in the real world. We change the names like Meta World Peace. I am clearly the most super healthy right now. Um, we got a few things to talk about before we get into that. How's you guys' week? How's you guys' 2018 so far? We're in the thick of things. It's deep into
Been,
2018.
Tiring.
you know what I'm saying? It's been a month. Been a
Anything
month.
crazy? Anything crazy happened so far in this first month of 2018? Before we get into our
Uh,
topics.
Uh,
uh,
no, school.
not really.
All right. As you know, well, this guy says I don't really need an intro. Who? Without further ado, we're gonna get into our topics. If you guys don't know, the Accidental Podcast, we compile a bunch of stuff that may have happened before we do the podcast, and then we talk to you guys about what we think about it. Because our opinions are on the internet, which means they matter. Because of course they do. All
Guess
right,
what, Ash?
so the first story was from Tyler, actually, because I didn't believe him when we were, discussing this. So Tyler, if you would like to introduce the first story to the two viewers, go ahead.
All right, so what happened was, right, my cousin Pablo from around the way in Colombia, he got bagged.
It was crazy.
His homie snitched on him.
Oh man,
Never
He
snitch.
got caught,
he's right there.
him and his homies, they got caught in Colombia, 1,600 pounds of cocaine stuffed inside of pineapples. Pineapples. Now, I know y'all probably wondering how they pull this off. Well, you see, what happened was they hollowed out these pineapples, stuffed the cocaine in there, glued the pineapples back together, and then covered the cracks with covering or wax color. There you have it.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
man,
Um.
I don't understand how
So to give you guys the official story,
AKA Moss.
I'm gonna let you talk while I pull up the actual story because it's
Yeah, I don't even know how. I would not see this. Cocaine pineapples. Pineapples, come on now. They just putting cocaine in everything nowadays. They put it in your paper towels. They put it in your drains. They put it in phones. Now they putting it in pineapples. Your underwear. games like this. Not sponsored, by the way.
They hide it everywhere. Literally everywhere. I'm trying to figure out.
Whoa, did you mute all of us? There's two Tyler.
Right.
There we go. Sorry, guys, we got a rainstorm coming in at 12,300 miles. I'm trying to figure out how to do freaking thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. My phone. I was on my phone. My phone died.
It's literally like accidental podcast. This is the accidents that happen. Ah, fuck! I just hit the lamp. Okay, get out. Go.
Whole story about the pineapple cocaine.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's try to get back on track here. We're talking about cocaine pineapples, which is a totally normal thing to talk about when we are discussing issues in the world.
Politics issues.
This is a big issue, you know, the cocaine's. But yeah, the official report is that these guys put more than 1,600 pounds of cocaine inside pineapples. Literally, it's really impressive. That's a lot of pineapples. I don't eat pineapples, but
You should probably start eating pineapples, Session.
yeah,
You know why?
A little dusty pineapples, but you know.
No, you need to eat some pineapples, Session.
Yeah,
For
we
ladies.
thought we'd, you know, lighten the mood before we talk about Hawaii, because you know.
All right.
Everyone loves a good pineapple cocaine before you get.
Tyler, you eat pineapples?
Tyler, eat pineapples?
One every day.
One every day.
For the ladies. All right, so cocaine pineapples. I don't understand. Like I said, I don't understand how they got cocaine in the pineapples, but that's a lot of cocaine. That's a lot of pineapples. So,
I mean, getting it inside
Whoever
the
snitched.
pineapple isn't exactly hard.
I mean, there's a process, bro.
Inside the pineapple. I mean, it's not. I mean, you cut up the pineapple, hollow it out, stuff the cocaine in there, seal it back up, and then cover it with pineapple wax coloring. The crazy part is how they found out. I don't know how they found out about.
Yeah, like can you imagine being a guy with the drug and not knowing, and then all these cops just show up and they're like, "Yo, what are you doing? Back!
Let me check your pineapple." Like, what?
Policia. Cocaine, pineapples.
But yeah, I didn't eat any pineapples. That's why I'm currently alive right now. But yeah, the moral of the story is don't eat pineapples. They will mess you up.
For cocaine.
They will get you arrested. Do not consume pineapples. But cantaloupe though, cantaloupe's the move. That's all. I'm just saying, cantaloupe's the move if you're really, 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 you know, trying to have some fruit. I feel like all the, you know, 2018, we all trying to live a little healthier. You know, everybody's gonna say New Year, new me. Did y'all make New Year's resolutions?
Nope.
Okay, good. Neither did I.
You know what I have been doing? I've been drinking water every day. Only water, nothing but water. All I drink is water, boy.
What are you, Mick Jenkins? You gonna make a mixtape about water and then really make it about water? Like, you're gonna be like, drink some water. Drink more water. Anyway, yeah.
Already done a 12-pack. Hold on.
I don't know what just happened. Something just happened. There are things happening. But,
I mean, Elijah still sounds like a robot to me, so I don't know.
he doesn't sound like a robot. He's just like,
yeah, like that.
It's amazing. The thing goes, okay, that meme is dead. Okay, it's not dead, but it's just, you know, everyone's done it. But
You actually sold out like constant.
Eat Cantaloupe 2018, bruh. Let us know, the viewers, because I think I can actually see the comments somewhere. Somewhere I should be able to see the comments, but I don't know where as of right now. It makes me sad.
Let us know your favorite food and why.
It's somewhere. I think I have to go to the YouTubes and then click that.
And even if you're watching this live, let us know what your favorite food is. Like, let us know in the comment section, and we will try to respond to it and
We will try
let
to
you know.
respond to you guys. We're up here in this comment section. Hey-o! Hey-o! I found it. There's 4 people watching us, which is pretty freaking cool. This is the most we ever gotten. We are literally I'm sorry, but we're taking over this year. Accidental Podcast is about to be crazy. If you're just coming in, we were just talking about cocaine pineapples and how we managed to smuggle 1,600 pounds of that white, dusty stuff into pineapples. Crazy. Like I said, I couldn't imagine being the driver because I'd just be like, how? I would be trying to figure out the mystery myself, you know. But
All right, what's next?
Yeah. As far as pineapples goes, I think we're done with fruit. We're just gonna go into Hawaii now. You guys didn't know. I'm pretty sure a few of you heard. There was a ballistic missile bomb threat that may have occurred in Hawaii, and people might have been like, oh my God, we're thinking we're going to die. And then it turned out it was a false alarm. And the employee was moved to another section. There's been some more information that came to light about these ballistic missiles, thingamajiggy, you know what I'm saying? Turns out, now, I don't have Twitter, but I think I can keep a good handle on most of my passwords. I think, you know, as far as, you know, those things go, I'm very, you know, I keep it a beam. Tyler, you remember most of your passwords, right? You know, just in case.
Oh, that's my password, but you know, yeah.
You had to warn people about, oh, I don't know, false missile alert. Well, the Hawaii governor could not let people know in time because he forgot his Twitter password. Now, it's both comedic, but in the darkest of senses, where it's like everyone's just flipping out and you're like, oh my God. But at the same time, it's just imagining the guy looking at his Twitter like he's just typing, crap, he can't remember. He just can't remember his password. Meanwhile, everybody's out here thinking the worst is gonna happen. You know, it's just a really bad look. It's a really
I have to go do a backflip real quick. I'm back.
You guys don't know that's OG Swank P. He has just returned. OG, we were just talking about the Hawaii governor forgetting his Twitter password and not being able to let his people know in time that the ballistic missile threat was actually false. There was no ballistic missiles coming for Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny.
Yeah.
I
It's because there was this prank I watched where this dude did a prank on his girlfriend, and he acted like it was the end of the world. I don't know how he did it, but like he had the alarm going off across the TV saying the missile's coming in such and such time, and she believed it. And like she used to pack a bag. He's like, pack a bag. And then she's all crying. He's just yelling at her, and she started breaking down, crying and everything. And it's just really funny. And it's just like goes, so how can really start acting when he was about to go to shit? It's like you don't know where to go, what to do, and you just panicking. But I mean, that was funny. But you know, it was a prank. Now, if we were in that situation, I don't know. I probably got the book in it. I'd be in Las Vegas in no time. I wish I would try to pull me over. 100 miles per hour.
It's
I just find it funny how like we just rely on social media so much. Like high up
Yeah.
government officials rely on it so much. That's hilarious. You would think that it would be something you can like make a phone call to like a local media outlet or something like that, let people know. But they wanted to choose, or they chose Twitter to do the major updates. Something that's not
Yeah.
as reliable. So
I feel like they should have known he could have got out to let people know.
So it brings a question, right? If if the governor has to rely on Twitter to let us know that like stuff's about to hit the fan, what would you guys do like if like that happened where we're at?
launched a nuke, and the day later it was like, hey, I'll launch a nuke. But that time we're already dead.
Yeah. I guess the other thing
I can see that happening.
I was like, if I didn't found, if all I knew was I was royal up there, I'd be like, well, pack your bit, get the essential stuff. Let's roll. Pack, wear one piece of nice clothing, pack one piece of nice clothing, and let's go.
roll out, home dog. Let us know what you guys would do. All four of you. If you had a
Hello.
apocalyptic situation, potentially life-threatening situation, how would you
Weird.
respond? And also, if you were governor, would you use Twitter? Would you use a different format? Do you think that Twitter's the best way to notify people? Because I'm sure everybody literally has a Twitter. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure if he dropped a Snapchat or anything, everybody would know. Like, oh my god.
I'm sure my grandmother has a Twitter.
Exactly.
I use Twitter personally. I don't know. I just don't.
I use Twitter, but I don't get on it that much. Kind of stay to myself nowadays.
I just don't use it ever.
Yeah, it's like pretty dead for me.
I mainly get on Instagram though, just to look at pictures.
Pretty much.
Guys, he might be plugging his Instagram. I don't know though. You guys want to follow him?
I mean, if I'm plugging my Instagram, I would kind of say follow me on Instagram at Lil Swank with 6Ks. That's what I probably would say.
Man,
well, considering that we didn't understand, we'll just go with the flow.
That's what I would say if I was saying, hey, follow me on Instagram at Lil Swank with 6Ks. That's what I would say. But I'm not saying that.
Away from the
but we can continue.
I'm pretty sure everyone would, dude. I feel that. So yeah, we're out here. We live on the Accidental Podcast, episode 12.
Episode 12, man. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, we're. If you didn't know,
ask Ashton or ask Langston. When's the last time we actually did one?
The last episode was definitely when I had hair.
It was a long time ago.
Like,
it wasn't even that long ago.
Going into the next set of topics. I'm keeping one to the main event. So like I've tried to, as we go through these podcasts, we're gonna like try to like order these better so that they're not just feeling random. We went from pineapples to Hawaii and explosives and Twitter. So of course, following along with Twitter, I'm sure everyone has, been everyone. Everyone has everyone that everyone at everyone. But everyone must understand that everyone is everyone. So thus, we are everyone. Anyway, in another weird diatribe that I didn't just make, we all know of the existence of Tinder and how people use it to find love. Because what's better than true love in a universe where the sun might explode and kill us all? But we'll be long gone from there. Okay, existential crisis aside, there was something that happened with Tinder and it was pretty funny to me. This one guy...
What happened?
So this one guy was like scrolling through the old Tinders, trying to get some Get some flames going. Somebody put in the cheap sound effects right there.
PG. You know what I'm saying?
Whew, we are literally heating up over here. There's these
Oh my god, that's a knee slapper.
email. 'Cause I'm totally not pulling it up right now. So, this one guy from Missouri College, it looks like. He emailed every Claudia on his campus in order to find the one Claudia he had accidentally swiped left from. It was
The one that got away, you might say.
But he found her. He actually found her, and they might potentially be going on a date. Now that's impressive. And it was apparently 22 Claudias.
So 22 emails have been sent.
Now I don't know about you, but how would you feel if someone emailed your entire school looking for you, looking for love?
I feel pretty damn special. What about you?
I would be really
More
confused
Moss.
because there's not a lot of actions. Like, how could you compile 22 actions in the same spot? That's actually freaking impressive to me that you can do that. Because if you can do that, then by all means.
What's the question?
How would you feel if someone emailed like your school or something where there's a lot of you, like a lot of your name, like everybody has your same name, and they're like, "I'm looking for you."
I mean,
Like,
if somebody hit me, if some people hit me up, was like, "Hey, are you on Tinder?" I'm like, "No." And I'm like, okay.
are you the
He emailed the entire school and was like, "Yo, what's the deal? There's one of y'all has gotta be cloudy."
I mean, it's a good attempt. I mean, if it works out, hey, maybe go to what? But
It did, supposedly. It might have potentially worked out. I just hope like other desperate dudes don't use this as an excuse to be creepers, because I feel like they're gonna use it as an excuse to be creepers, because they're like, see, he emailed the entire school and he looked for her and he found her, man. And now they could potentially maybe like text or something. That means I should spam your phone 50 times over after you haven't texted me back in 1 minute. This is just natural, like, yeah.
That's like one of those love stories you hear on TV.
What's the craziest thing you've done for love? Pressure's on
I
now.
haven't done.
I haven't been the same girl for 3 years, going on 4 years. Not much.
I do that, bro.
Tyler made her a kid. That's the craziest thing. Sorry, you guys. Tyler's the grandpa.
That's not even crazy. That's not even crazy.
Listen, it was.
That's what Tyler likes to do.
It's a rum cake, though.
Hennessy.
Alcoholic content in it.
Oh yeah, we had a Hennessy kick.
No, I made it.
God, I am alive today.
How was it? Winston, you like the Hennessy cake that Tyler prepared
Anyway,
for us?
in other news, because we're trying to set me up. See that? He's trying to set me up. We got another thing. So going off of, well, actually, no. Continuing on with the social medias, there was an ad that was actually rejected by the NFL where these veterans were actually asking players to stand, and hashtag please stand was involved. I don't know about you, but you kept up with football or just literally have lived and existed in these recent 2 years, or 3 really. There's been a lot of commotion about kneeling and standing and
Doing backflips.
think about the fact that the NFL rejected one where the veterans are basically asking them to do what it seems as though people have wanted players to do, depending on what side of the argument you reside on.
Free Colin Kaepernick.
I don't know.
I was doing homework.
I think we all just like perpetually froze for some reason.
Free Colin Kaepernick.
He did get blackballed by that same league that had a problem with him kneeling. But then, and now they're like, oh no, we're rejecting these things. It's kind of strange.
I don't feel like, anybody should have to do anything they don't want to do at the end of the day. It's like, for me, I'm not going to change who I am just for somebody else's benefit. Even if it'll make me money, that's not who I am. I'm not going to portray that kind of, like, anything like that kind of person. So, if I choose to kneel, I'm going to choose to kneel whether they like it or not. I'm not going to kneel because of the advertising. Yeah, well. I'm gonna keep living.
I feel like if people like, even if this was, I feel like the reason the NFL did this, I don't think it was more for a political stance, but more for we want to have a little bit less controversy than we already had, and so we're gonna just save ourselves from this kind of issues. I don't even watch football, but understanding the significance of the kneeling and why it was done is something that has evaded a lot of people, or it's just they've taken offense to it, unfortunately, when it's like it has nothing to do with disrespect. It's more, this is the problem in America, and this is how we are trying to address it or get attention to it. It is not an attack on the American flag, and so I feel like it's a smart move just to avoid bad business. And it is kind of aware, but it doesn't feel like it's all there. Like, it's not a genuine. I mean, I remember I was watching something where it was like, yeah, corporate is never going to be genuine, whatever makes them money. So I don't expect any corporation to have morals, but as long as they're like not actively destroying people for monetary gain, then we're good. Yeah, that was there isn't really much else to say, I don't think, on that. We all feel as though protesting is cool, and as long as you're trying to,
I think that there's a difference between protesting and then to what's next. You know what I'm saying? Because it is kind of cool to protest. That's cool by any means. But what's next? What comes after protesting? What do you do next? Like,
you actually protesting is one way to advocate for change, but then actually going and doing changes, such as calling your governors, calling your representatives, getting other people aware of those situations. Something like net neutrality really showed how much people care.
That was like, net neutrality is kind of an extreme case.
It's an extreme case, but unfortunately,
it still
feels like you have to get people to care about an issue for them to. I mean, you have to get people to care about anything if they're going to do anything about it. You're not gonna like
force people to care.
If someone's pizza in like Dubai falls on the ground, you're not gonna care because you're here in America and you have no emotional connection to that pizza, no emotional connection to that person. This is why there are certain problems and issues outside of like America or just within America that people don't care about because they're not experiencing it. And the thing that people are trying to have happen with these protests and with these ways to get people involved is that they want people to understand, even though it's not about them, it can eventually get to them. I think that's just the biggest thing that people don't realize when they're like, oh, well, it doesn't really affect me. But it can't. We're just trying to see.
Yeah.
So we're actually trying to help you out. But that's just, as far as like stuff goes. I don't know what I'm saying. But talking about protests, I'm gonna stop dying now to tell you what the next topic is. We got two big ones. I think he suggested this, so we're gonna let OG Swank P take over here. He wanted to talk about the state of video games I have like something small to talk about, but other than that, there's not really much gonna come from me. So here's the floor. Don't dirty it up. It's a rug. I don't need you to drop wine on it. Floor is yours. Something. Or he just mutes and there's just perpetual smoothness. I'm gonna and
Ash, can you go ahead and start? Give me 1 second.
All right. So I guess I'm gonna do my part first. As far as video games go, I haven't really played them a lot. I usually watch a lot on YouTube, the stories and whatnot, because I enjoy the stories and I like seeing someone play through it. Because usually what happens for me is I'll get stuck and I'm like, yeah, no, let's do something else for the rest of our lives. This video game will never see the light of day again. Usually I'm playing like NBA 2K or NBA 2K or NBA 2K. You know, I'm a very well-rounded gamer, if you will. Unfortunately, my 3DS had to be retired due to random cat puke drowning it, which is always fun to find on a Tuesday morning, whatever morning. I don't know. But yeah, as far as video games go, I think they can be fun, but I think my only frustration is like with certain games, microtransactions um, and stories that are not really all the way there. For me, it's just very frustrating, something like that. Like as far as, but that's my only frustration with a small game. As far as like other games, I don't really know the scale of it. I just know like for me, microtransactions are annoying because they're just a bogging down of the game that I'm trying to play, but I have to, if I really want to get good at the game, I have to buy these things, and I don't want to do that. And also, I just feel like if you're going to try and do a story, at least please make it realistic, especially in a game where you are embracing realism. Talk to me, you 2K. I mean, if you want to hire me as a story director, I'll freaking do it. I will story direct the story out of that story. But yeah, I also understand why microtransactions are a thing because it makes money. So, and if people are gonna do it, the only way that you can respond to any kind of like a lot of issues, the only way you can really truly respond is if you affect the wallet of whoever it is, depending on what the problem is, obviously. So, like as far as like video games go, you want microtransactions to stop. Don't buy the game. Don't support the developers on that game. If you feel that
Like
you know, if you don't want to deal with microtransactions, they'll only charge you for what you'll pay for. Usually, if people don't pay for something, they won't sell it. It's as simple as that. You can
a
have
great example of that is Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out. The beta came out. They introduced microtransactions. Were basically furious about it. The people were sending their pre-orders, and that really got to them. So they took microtransactions out the game because they started to affect.
I think the microtransactions got him. I think they like took his voice. The microtransactions got him. Be careful.
What about you, Tyler?
I don't really play that many games. I mean, I feel like very bad, and I mean, me and just want my girlfriend who has her own YouTube channel. We're probably gonna start playing one of the Telltale games, probably The Walking Dead. But
That's a good example.
Microtransactions, because if I'm being honest, I don't know exactly what that means.
Oh, guys, we got a cool question actually. So Dobia wanted Dobia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but Dobia was wondering what we thought about the coolest monkey in the jungle protest. You know, the whole H&M thing that happened like a week ago, I want to say.
Oh yeah. Jeez, did you see the video of the people that tore up the H&M store?
I did not. I didn't even know that happened. I figured after
I
all I saw was, like, the Weeknd tweeted, "I'm not messing with you guys anymore," and there was a bit of an uproar, and then the lady's mom was like, "Hey, calm down. It's not that deep." That's not verbatim, but kind of the summary of what she said. But yeah, what do you guys think about that?
Like three. Well, in the video I saw 3 people, but I did one in there. They mannequins tearing up the store, like just tearing down the clothing stuff, drop kicking stuff. Like they were really going at it. And they was tearing apart H&M store. And it was a pretty big store too. And it was just, and like
I don't think
I, they were wrong. On a major level, but they did make a step in the right direction. Hiring, I can't remember. I want to they hired like a social manager or something like that. Somebody to help deal with a situation like this to make sure it's not gonna, infuriate the community like this again.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure, but they did. They didn't just let it happen and say, "Oh well."
I mean, does the H&M didn't see they did anything wrong because obviously they're a European company, and over there, like the coolest monkey in the jungle, Q is not something that you would say, oh, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't see that because different places have different what do you say, cues, kind of, because over in Europe they don't have as much or racism isn't a hot button issue as it is over in America. So when people start to see that, they were like, hold up. When the people in America, when they came over to America or whatever, they were like, hold up, what are you doing? Like, what is this? What does that mean? And then,
I think there was a little bit of an overreaction with it. I mean, I don't think people like saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna shop at H&M anymore." You're gonna shop at H&M. Let's stop lying. You like your little high tops or whatever. Your little skinny jeans.
I mean, as far as the people going in there tearing up H&M,
if they were trying to make amends for what they did, it's definitely. But they're trying to fix their problem and make sure it doesn't happen again. So I can't be mad at them because it seems like it was an honest mistake.
But yeah.
But they didn't know it was like.
My God. But honestly, as far as like the people coming in there tearing up the H&M, that was just inexcusable, and
like
that was just they don't do anything in the company. They have no influence on what they have to do, and you doing that does nothing to help the cause that what they did was wrong or what you did. So help anybody for you to do. It doesn't help anybody because why would somebody a company want to apologize for doing something wrong to where you did something wrong to them? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah, I think as far as like protesting, we just touched on it before. It, for one, just violence in general doesn't really help anything because it makes the other side usually either non-responsive or I'm just gonna fire back with even more stuff. As far as like the whole company thing and the posting of it, I understand that they're a European company and I understand that they might have some, cultural differences from America, but I still feel like as far as that goes, I just feel like you should know. Like because you have an audience in America. So you should just avoid that altogether. But like Tyler said, they're trying to make amends from what I understand. So I'm not gonna just sit there and be like, well, you didn't do this one thing. Like it's already happened, it's done with. But now that they understand that, it's just like
making the mountain out of a molehill.
Exactly. That's why I said like if you want to protest and stuff like that, don't destroy an entire store. Really, you can educate just as much as you can like throw a punch. You can be like, "Hey, this is why this is wrong. as far as it goes in America, as far as it goes towards black people, because it's a racial stereotype and it's basically what people used to call black people back in the day to discriminate against them. So monkey and black people just don't even put it together at all because it's not something that is just beneficial to anyone and it's just considered disrespectful. So, that's pretty much how I would say do it. Again, and also when you're protesting a company, if you're really going to protest a company, you have to affect their wallet. You have to get enough people to care about that specific moment in time, and you'd have to basically get enough people to say we're not shopping H&M anymore, and then actually go through with it, because people do it all the time. Like, they'll say, "Oh, I'm not going to watch the NFL because they blackball Colin Kaepernick." NFL is perfectly fine. Like,
Yeah,
you have to
they're not
really
losing.
hit them hard, because then they'll change up their tune.
Hit him hard. The way you're gonna. I won't say. I will say that only one person can change like something. Like I won't be corny and say the world, but change something in time. But that one person gets the ball rolling. So like Colin Kaepernick, he started this whole movement that got the ball rolling. He basically took a stand for something he believed in, got the ball rolling, and everyone around him is now they're putting their own twist to it. So
I think as long as the original message doesn't get lost within those remixes of it, it's perfectly fine. Because you're still trying to get that same message across. And sometimes, when people are trying to seriously do something, other people jump on the bandwagon, make it into something completely different, and don't really add anything to the conversation or just like getting people aware. And then you have a battle within. You have an entire battle within the entire situation that you didn't even want to cause, and thus nothing gets solved. And I don't know about you, but I like problems to be solved. Like, I don't want to try and make a waffle, and now suddenly my waffle is collapsing onto itself like an exploding star. I don't need my waffle to like white dwarf itself. No, thank you. I probably got that wrong. I need to study my astronomy. But anyway, yeah. As far as like protesting anything and trying to get it changed across, you have to be able to mobilize a lot of people and get them to understand and get them to care, and then you can really affect change. And again, you have to affect the wallet if it's a company, because a company is not going to care if one angry person on Twitter is like, "Oh my god, H&M is racist." Okay, now you have to convince like everyone else, and it's enough to hit their wallet. So, if you really want an improvement in anything you've ever purchased as a consumer, I've seen it, heard it before. You have to vote with your wallet. What are you purchasing? What are you buying? Because you can say a lot of stuff, but you gotta do some stuff. But yeah, I think we could talk for hours about that, because we could. The last topic, I believe. Yep, we're almost there. We'll keep going. We'll probably have some other stuff to talk about, but since it's us three, we can talk about basketball if you guys want at the end. YouTube has been up to some stuff, and I don't hate YouTube. Okay, I don't think any of us hate YouTube. We all enjoy the platform, and I think that's why there's a lot of people that are passionate, and a lot of people jump on YouTube. Obviously, not everyone has the exact same intentions, but everyone still, at the end of the day, enjoys YouTube. It's a huge media platform, of which you just can't imagine how many things must get uploaded a day. But
first of all, Alexa disappeared.
I was trying to pretend that he didn't. I was hoping that maybe he would just reappear and no one would notice. But since the accidental podcast, we got to have every problem happen in the podcast. We can't have it happen outside the podcast. It's an accident. Yeah, guys, I don't know where Elijah went. Is he back?
Okay, I'm sorry. I know we're talking about YouTube, but
what just happened?
I'll just wait till we get to sports.
All right, because we do. If you guys don't know, we have a sports column at the end. We like to get the general topics first, and then if you enjoy sports, we talk about those at the end. because I feel like it's better. You know, sports are still entertainment. Some of this stuff is entertainment as well, but you know, it encompasses bigger. But sports is
Not
kind of,
everybody likes sports. So if you want to leave after we get through all the news and don't want to watch the sports segment, you can feel free to.
yeah. For some reason, Elijah has been sucked in by all the microtransactions. I think YouTube just sniped. Let me stop. I'm messing. But when he gets back, if he's still alive. Uh, so YouTube dropped some new rules as far as this monetization goes. I'm pretty sure it's been beaten to death, but some things happened with a famous YouTuber, and it was very, very, very disrespectful and highly offensive and just completely inappropriate in every way. It garnered a lot of attention. People wanted some stuff done. YouTube's response has been completed. Of course, they've removed that said YouTuber from certain, you know, monetary gains. A lot of people's problem with the initial video in question was that it went up for as long as it did. It trended and it made money off of taunting something that's a very significant issue. Of course, again, I'm not about to sit here and rehash literally every single detail, but one of YouTube's responses to this significant, you know, situation that affected them because it's one of their stars. Basically, for monetization now, you have to have had 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views of watch time in the past year. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have that kind of power, but it would be totally cool to at one day be like 1,000 people watch me and my friends do a podcast and me make videos. It'd be totally cool. But unfortunately, since this is now the new policy, there are smaller channels who have been consistently able to, you know, make a little bit of money here and there. It affects them in a huge way because now that's taking away something out of their wallet. And then the drawback could be that someone finally comes up with some counter to YouTube, and I honestly don't think that's going to happen because it's just all the other YouTube competitors are not as they don't have the big draw of YouTube, unfortunately. And so what happens is you're affecting a lot of like smaller channels and affecting their wallets. And so, you know, you might have some people that are like, I'm gonna just work harder, I'm gonna get this, but there are other people that leave. And, you know, depending on how well these small channels are doing, they could leave or they could stay. And essentially it feels like it's discouraging, you know, people from even starting because it's such a huge thing to get to. 1,000 is not easy to get, especially when you're competing for people's attention throughout an entire just web of videos. It's just a huge ocean, and you're kind of like trying to go from a guppy to a freaking whale, and it's not easy. So this is not exactly the best move by YouTube. It's understandable that they wanted to make a response due to the huge lashback they got due to the controversial video, of course, which I am not stating. Because like I said, you can definitely look it up if you'd like to. If you'd like to see what happened with that. But it definitely affects smaller channels. I'm not gonna go anywhere because I'm gonna be stubborn and try to make it to 1,000 people watching me and 4,000 views. It'd be cool, but it definitely does suck because essentially these rules will be effective. Like they're effective now, but they're not unmonetizing people until February 20th, I believe. So if you guys want to tell your fans about me, but anyway, yeah, it's just unfortunate. I think that there's a lot of other moves that YouTube has had that, you know, people have disagreed with and have not really worked well, but you know, you could still you know, you can still try. So it's just kind of another obstacle. Hopefully, you know, maybe they make a modification to it so it's like, okay, wait, we didn't mean to take the money from the smaller channels. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something that can affect me because I have not made a single cent off of anything that I put up. But it would be definitely cool to have YouTube as a part-time job or even a full-time job eventually. But for sure, yeah, definitely affects us. I don't know if Tyler has any thoughts on this. Have any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm not, big. I mean, I'm not. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I definitely would suck for people who been working hard on YouTube, like the smaller channels, and they just got monetized. They haven't got to 1,000 yet, but they're working their way up there. Then they didn't make it by February. Then they get cut that off monetization. It kind of sucks. So
yeah, I'm not really gonna go into a diatribe about it. I just feel like it's discouraging people from starting channels. It's cutting off smaller channels, and hopefully there is some sort of change to it. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not really sure how you can really protest such a huge website like this, unless what probably has to happen is that the bigger channels have to get up and be like, "Hey, why are you hurting my brothers?" But I honestly don't know how well connected. I don't know if I'm stating this right, but I don't know how. I don't want to say oh, big channels don't care about smaller channels. They're big channels. They only care about themselves. What I'm just trying to say is I don't know if all the bigger channels have that in mind, or if that's a part of their MO. Like, I should help the smaller channels. I don't really know how tight knit the YouTube community. I honestly don't, and so they could definitely care. They can make a big uprising about it, which I would hope they do, because a tighter knit community can just bring about more awesome things. Please, let's reach that. Yes.
So what was it like that happened? What happened? Was it the PewDiePie thing or was it something else?
It was something else. It was one of the. It was one of the YouTubers. I don't want to. I just heard. The reason I'm not stating, I'm sure it's infuriating for anyone who has no idea what I'm talking about. Just look it up. You can just look up controversial YouTube 2018, and it should be like one of the first things. I just don't like to give those people attention. I'll tell you the story and be like, hey, what kind of happened. But the main thing was the rule change that is more affecting the smaller channels than that one big channel that went and did what it did. Yeah.
YouTube or YouTube?
Don't like to give I'm gonna be like, oh my god, guys, that was this YouTuber, because it's just because then everyone's gonna be like, we hate this YouTuber, and it's like, I understand, but that doesn't do anything. Only thing we can do is try to maybe hope the big channels are like, hey, this sucks. I think I even saw Anthony Fantano definitely talked about it, which was cool. He didn't talk about the new rules that came out, I don't think, but he talked about just the situation. So he gave his own thoughts on it. I think they're really cool. But yes, that has been most of the news, because it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, and we're live, and so basically we talk about stuff. That's literally what I tell people, and they're like, "What do you do on that there YouTube's on the podcast?" I'm like, "We talk about stuff. It's fun."
Well, not to get into the fun.
We're gonna talk about. I should have my basketballs over here so I can be like, it's time to talk about sports, you guys. The sports.
I've been distracted like the last since he started talking about that.
Sports, man. Sports.
Okay. We all know Tom Brady's in his 10th Super Bowl. Blase, blase, blase. Fuck Tom Brady. Let's get past that.
Holy Jesus.
So, we will start in college. First of all, this has been an interesting ass college year. Like basketball, right? First off, Kentucky's out of the top 25 for the first time since 2014. No team is undefeated. Trae Young is an effing scoring god. Not only is he a scoring god, he leads all college players in points with 30 points with 10 assists per game. 30 points and 10 assists. Yeah. And then you have Marvin Bagley averaging about 25 points and like 12 rebounds. It's just a really interesting college basketball. Like March Madness is gonna be fucking, crazy. But get on to NBA. All-Star Weekend.
Basketball things happening and drama, and people are gonna be stars. All of the stars, and yeah.
I mean,
so go.
I mean, right now it's just everybody's wondering why isn't it televised? Reason is because Adam Silver feels it's gonna call. I guess. Let me see what the words exactly were.
Don't want drama. You just don't want drama. Everybody wants to see more drama. He drama. If you
want to put the
gotten picked first on the team, please let me know because I never felt that, and it's probably a really cool feeling.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess it would create drama, which is what most of us want to see. Is LeBron gonna sit over here and not pick Kyrie Irving?
I honestly don't
what.
I
mean, it's like you don't care, but it's gonna make it so much more interesting. It's gonna be funny.
This feels awkward.
It will be like because if you think about it, like what if LeBron picks KD, and then Steph Curry and Kyrie Irving? It's just gonna be funny. I don't know. I think
the All-Star format got changed up, so now the two highest voted players get to pick out of the rest of the All-Star. For some reason, I'm echoing. Which sucks, but I will try to get through it. So imagine if all you and your friends and your enemies got to pick each other on the team, and your enemy picks, you pick your friend, and then you pick, I'll take enemy number 3. He can shoot. And then bam, it's drama because certain players don't get along. There you go. Anyone who doesn't know, I'll give y'all that scoop. I can educate y'all on that. I don't really know.
Okay, so the captains are LeBron and Steph, if you didn't know. Now, what's gonna happen? How this is gonna work essentially? Pick from the other 8 starters. Each LeBron's gonna start off first. He's gonna pick all of them first, and then Steph, and then vice versa. So the starters they get to pick from are Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, and DeMar DeRozan. They essentially have to pick from for the first round. Then it goes into the reserves off the tail of the bench. What you got?
I don't even know the reserve.
They just released them today. That's why I figured you didn't know. But Klay Thompson, Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, Karl Anthony Towns, Victor Oladipo, LaMarcus Aldridge, Draymond Green, Russell Westbrook, Kristaps Porzingis, Kevin Love, surprisingly, John Wall, Al Horford, and Kyle Lowry. First up, what do you think about the Wizards having Bradley Beal and John Wall in there?
Oh, they do.
I was not saying, what do you think about that? How do you feel?
If you guys don't, just to give you guys a quick education of my Wizards fandom, I am pretty much the most disillusioned Wizards fan of all time, and by most I mean probably not even close to poor Wizards fans who had to go through seasons where we didn't even have Waller, Bradley Beal. We have played very inconsistent, and it's the most frustrating thing ever to be a Wizards fan because of how inconsistent we play. So, really, my thoughts on it are, okay, cool. That is awesome. But will we actually play consistently for once in one season and not give the fans like just constant, just gonna swing and we're gonna lose to the bad teams and we're gonna beat the good teams and we're just gonna cool. So yay, Wizards got all stars and cool. Can we? Yeah.
Well, yeah, essentially, I mean, they haven't picked the teams yet, but it'll be interesting to see again. Essentially, the reason they're doing this is because people been feeling like they want the defense to be their aspect, and because now it's just like last year, the score was 192 to 180 something, which is just like fucking ridiculous. And it was like, I guess, like Chris Paul and some of the other players from the Player Association was like, they want in that game, they want to feel like it's competitive, but they feel like it's not that competitive if everybody's just scoring and letting each other score. Who's gonna knock down the shot? Who's gonna miss a shot at some point?
Yeah, I mean, really to combat competitiveness, you gotta give them a reason to compete. They're not gonna want to get injured, so they're gonna play it safe, which is why everybody was bored to tears. I mean, the other All-Star games they tried, but nowadays this generation's like, yo, I'm not trying to like get injured. I think like didn't
Dwayne about playoffs now. That's what it seems like.
I don't know, but yeah, I think it's just like as far as the All-Star game, players are just more like careful. They're like, yo, I might be All-Star right now, but my contract might expire, bro. And I ain't trying to be like broke ankle. Like perfect example is Isaiah Thomas. Unfortunately, he had to deal with heartbreak and just getting injured, and now it's like, oh, the team might trade him, and he might not even have any real value because you don't know who's gonna re-sign him. Like you don't know what might happen because, unfortunately, to give you guys the backstory, IT is a point guard in the NBA, which is the National Basketball Association, which is the most professional league for basketball players. It's got the best basketball players in it, and he's 5'9". Now, that is impressive in itself, but unfortunately, it doesn't lend well to him playing defense against 6-foot behemoths or 7-foot behemoths. And while his offensive contributions are insanely valuable, unfortunately, his defense brings it down. So you have someone like that who got injured, and you don't know what's going to happen for him this year. It's a potential toss-up. So basically, in the All-Star game, the players are not playing as hard. They used to, in the fourth quarter, just ramp it up. Like at first, they would have a little bit of fun. Third quarter starts to get a little serious. Fourth quarter is a competitive game, and you get to see the best players together trying to beat the other best players together, and it's a very exciting event. So last year's All-Star game was kind of everybody like, they're dunking it, and he dunked it again, and he dunked it. Oh, he took a three. He dunked it. He took a three. So the response was to make All-Stars pick the teams and stuff like that. Giving people who don't like, who may not.
Which is why it should be televised. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it'll add more competitiveness if you know one you were the last person picked. You know, you weren't picked just because of who you are. Like, if Kyrie feels enough way about LeBron not picking him first, you know.
The proverbial silence tells all. Did you guys want to know what he said? Because I don't know. I'm kidding.
I think that was this podcast, guys.
Huh?
Yeah, I was wrapping it up.
Oh. Hey, guys. It was the Accidental Podcast. We're probably going to try to... We might throw sports in somewhere in the middle of that and try to relate it. That way, it's a more enjoyable experience instead of just abruptly coming at the end. But good to be back. You know, we've got We survived. Elijah, I think, survived. I don't know. Our podcasts usually go like this anyway, but you know how it goes. It was just an accident. I mean, we didn't mean to do this podcast. There's not 11 prior episodes to this. Come on. This was just an accident. There's no way we'll make another episode. No way. But seriously, thank you guys so much for coming out. 4 viewers is actually the most viewers we've ever had. I remember the days when we just tried to keep 1 viewer. We were like, man, that 1 viewer, you could just stay here the whole time. That would be amazing. Then they would leave. But it's cool. 4 of you get 4. Shit, that's awesome. Use my friend.
You okay in my book?
I meant to say we're shifting to a new level. So thank you, 4 beautiful people. Thanks to everyone who supports the channel. And we will see you
next accident.
Yo, how do you end these things again?
I just did.